So when we take a look at work together 1-3, we have our accounting equation of assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Definition of an asset is what? Who wants to give it to me?
Oh, what you own and has value.
Yes. Liability? O. And the hard one? Leftover, yes, right? So that's our accounting equation. And we're going to go through and do transactions. And transactions is anything that affects accounts on our accounting equation. And accounts is another vocabulary word. An account is used to summarize all of our information pertaining to one part of our accounting equation. So here you can see on our accounting equation, they actually have it divided, and they have line here to show that this side is going to be our assets. And here we have our liabilities and owner's equity. Remember, no matter what happens, the first thing we learned in the chapter is your accounting equation always has to be in balance, no matter what. So everything we do, we need to make sure our accounting equation is in balance. Okay? So our directions for work together 1-3 is very similar to how we did work together 1-2. They're going to give us a transaction, and then we're going to go through and determine if that's going to make this account go up with a plus or make it go down. And remember, we can have two assets affected, and one may go up and one may go down. It doesn't have to be on both sides of the accounting equation. What I would hope that you would be able to do, that by this point when we're in accounting, when you read a transaction like receive cash from sales, the first thing that I want you to be able to associate from there is what accounts are being affected. That should be the first thing that you ask yourself. So we're kind of training our brain on how to deal with accounting homework. So receive cash from sale. I hope you see one account in there that's really easy to deal with, because the actual account title is in the transaction. Would you agree? So the first one that we're going to see in that transaction is going to be cash. Now, if we receive cash, is that making it go up or making it go down? Up. So we know cash is going to be increased. Bless you. Now, receive cash from sales. And Evan is the one that gave us a hint for that part of it. What was Evan's hint at the beginning of the hour? Revenue, right? Remember, we have 4 ways we affect owner's equity. 2 up, 2 down. Okay? Up is investment and revenue we also associate with sales. Okay? So 4 ways we affect owner's equity. Sales is one of them under revenue, and it makes it go up. So we have to go under Susan Sanders' capital right here and do a plus. Number 2, sold services on account to Bowman Company. Okay, Bowman Company, asset or liability? It is an asset. Even though yesterday I told you 99% time it'll be an individual, here's an example that doesn't follow my rule, sorry. But we can see accounts receivable and accounts payable. This is confusing for students. You're like, wow, accounts whatever, which one is which? Receivable means our business is going to take in money. We're going to be receiving cash from them. So therefore, if we're going to be receiving cash, it's something that we own and has value. So therefore, it'll be an asset. When we take a look at accounts payable, that means we are going to have to pay somebody, and we pay somebody when we owe them. Okay? So accounts receivable, Bowman Company, is going to be an asset account. It's a customer of our business that will go through and they bought something from us and they're going to pay us later, like yesterday's example for jewelry and a golf lesson. Okay? The minute that your business performs a service or makes a sale, that increases your revenue. Even if you didn't get paid, because the minute you perform that sale, the value of your business has just gone up. We actually go through later and actually affect our cash account when the customer pays us. So sold services and account. Sold services you need to associate with the word sales. Just like on that other transaction and receive cash from sales, sold services is we also associate those words with sales. So we know sales is going to do what to owner's equity? Increase it. So we're going to have to put a plus sign there for transaction number 2. And our other account was Accounts Receivable Bowman Company. Does Accounts Receivable Bowman Company owe us more money or less money because of this transaction? More. They do owe us more. So Accounts Receivable Bowman Company is going to go up, the amount that they owe us. Transaction number 3. Paid cash for telephone bill. So when we take a look at paid cash for telephone bill, Trenton, what's one account that's really easy to see in there? Cash, more or less? No, Rockstar, that's awesome. So we have less cash for sure. Now we are left with that gosh darn telephone bill. And I'll give you a hint. Everything in section 1-3 deals with those 4 ways we affect owner's equity. Okay. Now a telephone bill, is that going to cause the value of our business to go up or to go down? Down. So we realize it's going to be one of those 2 down ones. And the 2 down ones is withdrawals and expense. Which one does telephone bill fall under? Expense. So we're going to do a minus here. The 4th, receive cash and account from Bowman Company. Ellie, what's one account that we're affecting? Cash. More or less cash? More. So this is going to be a plus. All right. So, Alex, what's the other one? Do they owe us more money or less money because of this transaction? So Bowman Company is going to go down. The 5th, paid cash to owner for personal use. Dylan, what's one of those accounts? Do we have more cash or less? Nice. That's awesome. Now we're stuck with the hard part on that one. Tyson, what's the other account that would be affected? How? Which one of those 4 do you think it would be? Actually, let's go this way. Is the value of our business going up or down because of this transaction? The transaction reads, paid cash to owner for personal use. It would be a down. So which one of those 2 downs can we choose? It will be withdrawal. Remember, withdrawal always deals with owners and personal use. So I'm hoping at this point you have a rock star 100% on that work together 1-3. Try your on your own, please. Lost my remote. I would love that. I have some things worked out even more since last night when I sent out the group me. And Sadie has been touching base with me, so it's been going okay. But it's the first project she's ever done with me, so we're working on that. Does that make sense? So it's going okay. And I've started the draft of your... Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at application 1-3 together. Okay, I just turned that on. It is due today at the end of the hour at 10:30. If you take a look and don't think you'll be done by 10:30, this is something that we learned on Tuesday. Tell me before 10:30. If you wait until after 10:30, it's more of a pain. So give me a heads up. So if we look at application 1-3, does it look very familiar to what we've done before in application 1-2? Where you put here the transaction, and then we carry our balance down. So it's set up exactly like 1-2 for our transaction, but here's the kicker. Anytime you affect owner's equity, you have to put in parentheses after it one of those 4 words. Okay? You know if you're causing owner's equity to go up with a plus, your 2 choices are revenue and investment. If you're causing owner's equity to go down, your 2 choices are expense or withdrawal. So anytime you are doing anything under owner's equity for a transaction, you need to make sure that you put in parentheses that item. Okay? So I will be walking around being able to help you with application 1-3. The other thing that I did is because I just taught you 1-3 and you're doing your application, I moved the study guide that was originally due today. I moved it to Monday already. I did that at the beginning of the hour. So you have a chance to work on your study guide. And I am also going to turn on your very first mastery problem. I know. Now, here's what I want to remind you of. Today you are working on application 1-3. 1-3 deals only with types of transactions that we learned in Section 1-3. When I turn on the mastery problem, it's going to deal with everything from the whole chapter. So that's really going to be an assignment that helps you to show that you know and you can pull everything together instead of just practicing one small part. Does that sound good? The mastery problem will be due on Monday. Your first priority is going to be the application 1-3, and then you can work on mastery/study guide. But otherwise, I've taught you your whole first chapter of accounting, rock stars. Woo-woo!